Hey guys, it's Chen. We all have to respect the ocean, not just because it is the foundation of many forms of life, but because this massive body of water can also be quite ruthless when it comes to claiming lives. Many of us know better than to underestimate how many human lives could be lost, and needless to say, mankind has had way too many of them. Thousands of years of maritime history can attest to the harsh realities that humans have had to deal with when navigating through Earth's final frontier. While the vast expanse of the ocean promises treasures just as much as it forebodes tragedies, there are certain parts of the planet's hydrosphere that pose deadlier dangers to those who dare pass through their waters compared to other sea and ocean regions. And one of those deadliest stretches of water, which is shrouded in curious mystery, can be found in the gigantic Pacific Ocean. This enigmatic region is called the Dragon's Triangle, which is what we're going to talk about in detail in this video. So, little background. This region of the Pacific goes by many names. Aside from the Dragon's Triangle, it is also referred to as the Devil's Sea, Formosa or Taiwan Triangle, and the Pacific Bermuda Triangle. The name Dragon's Triangle can be traced back to old Chinese fables, which originated from around 1000 BCE. These tales spoke of dragons that lived underwater and from time to time capsized and sank seafaring vessels along with the sailors aboard them for these mythical creatures' consumption and to satisfy their hunger. On the other hand, the oceanic area's name, the Devil's Sea, or Mano Umi in Japanese, was actually coined by the natives of Japan a long time ago because of the local legends that speak of the area's notoriety in subduing and consuming even the strongest and most buoyant of ships, and for being the home of terrifying sea monsters that drowned people to death. The Dragon's Triangle is located in the region of the Pacific Ocean in close proximity to the Japanese volcanic island of Miyake, which is just around 100 kilometers south of Japan's capital, Tokyo. It is a triangle-shaped danger zone found between the coast of Japan and the islands of Bonin, and it covers a large part of the Philippine Sea. Although this region is well known by Japanese fishermen, the Devil's Sea is still not officially labeled on nautical maps, and reports on its size and the area it occupies have provided conflicting estimations that has yet to be reconciled conclusively. From the names referring to this part of the Pacific, we can already tell that there is something dangerous about this oceanic area. The reason why people regard the Dragon's Triangle as a deadly enigma is because of reports of its unpredictable and sometimes violent weather. There are also claims of random and unexplained occurrences of ocean phenomena such as maelstorms, ocean swells, and rogue waves. Another interesting reason is the alleged disappearances of several maritime vessels and aircrafts, along with many other strange events in the region. Because of the perils it poses to the vessels and the seafaring individuals that pass through it, the Devil's Triangle has gained significant notoriety, so much so that Japanese authorities went as far as to brand it as hazardous for marine travel and expeditions. What is also fascinating about the Dragon's Triangle that makes it worthy of discussion is that it is one of the 12 vile vortices that exist today. Paranormal expert Ivan Sanderson coined the term vile vortex in his 1972 article titled The 12 Devil's Graveyards Around the World. A vile vortex is an area found in different parts of the world where the pole of the Earth's electromagnetic waves is thought to be at its strongest. 5 of these vortices are situated on the same latitude below the equator, while 5 of them are on the same latitude above the equator. The remaining 2 vortices are on the north and south poles of the planet. These 12 areas are said to be prime sites of magnetic anomalies, unexplained disappearances, as well as other bizarre phenomena. The Dragon's Triangle in particular is located above the equator, and it's aligned opposite to where its Atlantic counterpart, the Bermuda Triangle, is situated. And just like the Devil's Sea, this region in the western portion of the North Atlantic Ocean is also notorious for being the subject of similar cases of mysterious disappearances and paranormal phenomena. There are many legends, stories, and cases of mysterious disappearances of boats, ships, and aircrafts, as well as other strange instances in the Dragon's Triangle that we know of today. One popular tale supposedly took place back in the 1200s. According to this story, Emperor Kublai Khan of the Yuan dynasty attempted to conquer Japan twice by crossing the Devil's Sea. Both efforts to take over the country did not succeed. Instead, they resulted in the loss of the Yuan emperor's seafaring vessels, as well as the demise of more than 40,000 crewmen of these ships in the initial attempt alone. There is a famous Japanese legend dating back to 1803 that talks about another eerie mystery incident in the Dragon's Triangle. This Japanese legend involves a hollow bolt that is shaped like a box and resembles an incense burner. Inside this bolt was a foreign-looking female who bore unique physical features. Fishermen who found her brought the woman inland to investigate her, but she did not know how to communicate in Japanese, and this has led for some people to speculate that this particular story is an actual case of a close encounter with an extraterrestrial or interdimensional being. Modern linguist and author Charles Berlitz, in his 1989 book The Dragon's Triangle, made a sweeping declaration that there were a lot of fishing boats, tankers, Japanese and American warships and aircrafts, and Soviet submarines that had fallen prey to the harsh waters and weather conditions of the Devil's Sea. In fact, there are even much wilder speculations that link the Dragon's Triangle to the world-famous disappearance of the renowned female pilot Amelia Earhart. Another popular case of a ship's disappearance in the Devil's Sea is that of the Kaiomaru No. 5 back in 1952. The Kaiomaru No. 5 was a research vessel of the Japanese government that investigated the undersea activities of the region. The ship supposedly disappeared in the Dragon's Triangle along with its crew of 31 people who were never seen or heard from again. As is usually the case with most mysterious phenomena, many theories have been put forward which took a crack at explaining the strange stories and instances that have taken place within the danger zones of the Devil's Sea. There are those who believe that the Dragon's Triangle could be housing a secret or hidden doorway or a black hole that leads to another dimension or a parallel universe. Some also connect the oceanic region with the lost city of Atlantis, while others have raised the possibility that extraterrestrials have something to do with the sudden and unexplained disappearances of many vessels and seafaring individuals that pass by the area. But according to some researchers, deep sea fishing has always been a dangerous line of work, which is why it should not come as a surprise that many fishing boats have sunk in the region of the Devil's Sea and other surrounding seas and oceans near Japan. Some even say that the number of instances of fishing boats that sink in the Dragon's Triangle is really no higher than the average, and so there could be no big mystery at all. Another explanation to the disappearances of the boats and ships in the area could be the vast field of methane hydrates that lies at the bottom of the ocean within the zone of the Devil's Sea. According to this theory, methane hydrates were ice-like deposits that detach from the bottom of the ocean floor, turn into the gas form of methane clathrates, which in turn produces bubbles on the water's surface. When methane clathrates surpass the temperature of 18 degrees Celsius or 64 degrees Fahrenheit, they result in gas eruptions that mess with the buoyancy and consequently leave ships vulnerable to sinking easily. Some of the other natural explanations include undersea volcanic activities, the movement of tectonic plates, as well as magnetic anomalies. But whether you believe the Devil's Sea is indeed a region of doom, or you think there's really nothing mysterious going on at all, it could not be denied that the Dragon's Triangle with the Devil's Sea is one of the most compelling mysteries in the world today. So just to be safe, if you're crossing that part of the ocean, maybe steer clear. Alright guys, thank you all so much for watching this video. I'll see you later.